The French has nothing but trash monoplanes, I said.
Yeah.
Everything
They're,
French has is trash. By the way, I invited you.
yeah, they're pretty average.
I was saying I was using the Italian biplanes. Why Italian? Because they're not any worse than any other biplane. Or at least I don't think they are.
Alright, show me how to do the snowball thing.
Uh, are you in the airplane, Hank? You first
Yeah,
get
I
take my
I last played before they added the Christmas hanger, which was today.
okay.
They just added the Christmas hanger today, so I played
Accept
like
my
a day or
invite.
I played like 2 or 3 days before today.
All right. Click on the people in the airplane hangar. You'll see puffs of snowballs hitting them. You can hit everyone but Santa for some reason, and the reindeer.
That's because that might risk an international incident.
It could. Pelting Santa with snowballs. How could you? Yeah, don't you see? They'll actually duck. Me and John also played Enduring Confrontation, but John quit after he died a couple of times.
Yeah, he was particularly moody today.
Mm-hmm.
He got me to download and install Hearts of Iron 4 to play it with him, even though I was very reluctant and then had issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
But he kept egging me on, so I was like, "Fuck it. I guess I don't want to be left out." So Sean was with us. Sean goes to navally invade Japan, which succeeds, but he accidentally missed the port. So we make a new plan to aim for the port, but first take Midway and stage off of that. And John, I don't know what happened with John, but he just kept he like brought it up like twice about the fact that he navally invaded and lost units. He's like, "Yeah, I did. That's why we're gonna do a port this time." And John's like, "All right, in that case." And then he just left, like he was pissed. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And the other guy felt really bad. I said, "Don't worry about it. It's probably something happened in real life."
John told me he got upset because everyone was kept questioning his naval invasion or something like that.
No, nobody said nothing to him.
Uh,
We were talking about invading Midway so we can use the naval base there. That way we can have more coverage and stuff like that, and then try again, but with like a better plan and equipment. And then John just flipped his shit for some reason. I mean, he didn't like freak out, but his actions.
I know.
And I told him that John
I
probably
know.
misunderstood something. He gets things mixed up a lot. And that's why you and him and I have disagreements all the time, because he'll remember things wrong, and that's his reality.
And then you just say yes, unless you have irrefutable proof.
Well, even with irrefutable proof, it doesn't matter.
I've seen him change his mind on me a couple of times if I showed him irrefutable. Yeah.
That's incredibly rare.
No. You want to do French? I mean,
And
not
it
French.
depends on his mood, because more often than not, he's in the that's my reality kind of what I call mindset,
Mm-hmm.
where
Mm.
whatever he's thinking is just reality for him.
You want to do
Which,
Italian
so I just told him
biplanes?
not to take it personally. He felt really sad and he left.
Mm. You want to do Italian biplanes?
I guess.
I don't know.
And
That's
I
up to
felt really
you.
bad because you've been wanting to play with me and I've been wanting to play with you. And then earlier I heard you get on and you know and stuff, and then you were talking about the chassis and Italy and Chaffee. But I
Oh,
just needed the sleep. I was hurting.
well, that's fine.
Like I was up for over 12 hours.
And that's why I got back on. I was like, he should be maybe awake. I'll ask him if he wants to try it before I lay down.
Yeah, where's Santa? Oh,
Santa's by
there he
his
is.
sleigh. Yeah, you can't pelt him with snowballs, sadly.
I
You can
just
pelt the other guys too.
I pelted someone that looks like Snelta just now. If
Now,
you
if
go
you
to the
pelt,
tank hangar and you go to the
uh,
left of the vehicle facing, there's a tent. There's another Santa under there, and you could pelt him.
I didn't know about that guy.
I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't either.
Whack, whack, whack.
Anyways, that's why I didn't know, because I didn't get on Work Thunder today. They just did the update.
Yeah, I just so happened to click on them. I bet you like it whenever you hit the girl and they start dancing.
Kind of, I guess. I mean, it's funny, but I mean, it's funny,
Oh,
right?
yeah, you wouldn't be able to watch the Nutzilla movie, not you. You know
Why?
why? It's all subtitled because it was made by a Japanese company and not any Hollywood company.
Well, yeah. The fact that they used the Shinden as one of the figure points was a point off that it was done by someone else, and you said it was decent, and I'm like, yeah, it's definitely not American made. Somebody somebody was inspired.
Yeah, the protagonist is a failed kamikaze pilot.
The fuck? That's crazy
I know. It's like, oh,
and
so we're
convenient for the plot.
yeah. He's a failed kamikaze pilot.
What year does it take place in?
Uh, just after World War II.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. That's what
He
I was
returned.
curious about earlier when I asked you that question, but I think you misunderstood me and asked me something and said something else.
Right after World War II, and basically this is what the United States said: we can't help you with Godzilla, sorry, but here's some destroyers. By the way, these destroyers lasted all about 20 seconds. The Godzilla,
Of course.
which actually I could tell you, War Thunder actually has the destroyers that they had.
Does that sound like an accurate response from America?
Yes, they were like, oh, we are terribly sorry, but we can't because we don't want to incur the wrath of you know Soviet Russia.
Uh, yeah, that sounds about right.
We don't want to have a massive fleet movement in the area and cause Russia to have a response. Yagumo, I think, was in it. A few like r- you could tell they were CG destroyers because obviously those destroyers are long gone,
Yeah, it was
but
this.
but they were fairly faithful.
They were pretty good CG then.
Yeah. It seems like they were doing a mixture of practical effect and CG, and I just couldn't tell. Mainly because I was reading subtitles the entire time, so it was
Yeah, it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
It was good though. I mean, he comes back to
that's one of my
you know,
issues. Cause you get people that are like, oh, subs are better than dub. This voice acting is terrible, and it's like, it's not. It's just in your head. You think automatically think just because it's foreign, it's better, because your brain don't comprehend what they're
yeah,
saying. So even if it is bad in its native language, it still sounds fascinating and exotic to you.
yeah. I mean, I did like it, even with the subtitles. Mainly because it would have been hard for me to
It's
take it
also
in a.
hard for you to actually follow the context.
Yeah, but it would be. I think it'd be too jarring for my brain if
Yeah.
it was like the early Godzillas where it was like,
Mhm.
oh God, it's Godzilla, and then his mouth's still moving for the next 10 seconds,
Yeah.
and
It
you're
gets
like,
really slow.
eh, yeah. And as long as I can, the subtitles were on there and they're pretty clear. So, eh.
But like, I would watch something in both subtitles and because they're made to complement each other in a good way. Like they'll have fun jokes with each other indirectly sometimes. And subs are pretty flawed. A lot of them have very broken English in them and stuff. They're not very well localized. Not all of them. I mean, some of them are pretty decently put together, but like it still comes down to the localizer. Either way you go, dub or subbed.
Did you know about the Godzilla movie?
The only way to get the most out of an actual like a show in another language is to learn the language, its culture, and all the meanings behind it.
Hmm.
That's the only way to truly, technically.
Yeah. Did you know about the new Godzilla movie?
I
Or
don't
you
know,
just
man.
tone stuff like that out?
They keep coming out with shit like that all the time, man. They've made like 4 Godzilla movies in the past 2 years.
Yeah, and all of them been garbage except for this one I hear.
Exactly.
Except for this one
And
I
I
hear.
also see I also see a shit ton of YouTube fan projects pretending to be trailers
Uh,
or or wow, look at this new Godzilla that somebody made.
Here,
Or
just look at this.
so
You'll.
so yeah, it's easy to gloss over. You're like, "Oh, look, another Godzilla thing that somebody made." Moving on,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It's like coming across an MMD compilation. It's like, "That's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
No significance other than you just being like, "That's nice." I mean, you enjoy it or whatever, but that's aside from the point. Damn it. I got to unlock my plane before this thing.
Well, we're just doing biplanes, so you don't have to worry.
They added another plane before the tornado in Italy.
Well, we're just doing biplanes, so
I
it's
have
not
till
like
the end of
it's.
the month to research past it.
Uh,
Because I've been trying to get the tornado air defense plane, but they moved the
mm-hmm.
G91Y in front of the other plane. So now I have to finish researching that, which I'm almost done with. Well, let me find a biplane.
You can watch the little trailer.
Okay, Seth.
All right, kid. Oh, that's
Yeah, I didn't
funny
see
too.
this trailer. I might have saw. I
That's
saw a couple of references to it. I remember the picture on the thumbnail of the thing.
that's.
I remember seeing that being referenced somewhere.
What I'm curious about is what you think of some of the ships.
Wait, what year does this take place in exactly?
1947, 46, 48, 49, somewhere in that area.
The reason I'm asking is because all these buildings are in perfect shape.
Sure. It that's like apparently that city that you see is one of the cities that the Allied United States spared.
Oh yeah, that one city that was ignored so all the others can get bombed.
Yeah. They make reference to it. They're like, "Oh God, it's the beautiful city that the United States ignored being torn down," and you're just like,
Our only
"Ah,
city.
yeah."
-1.
Yeah.
But
I,
wasn't Godzilla supposed to be like a metaphor for the end of World War II? Like instead of them being nuked, they got attacked by Godzilla?
this Godzilla was originally he was about as tall as a small building, maybe a taller building. But you know the nuclear bomb test that the United States did in the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what did it.
Right. Which wait? What do you mean the one out in Nevada?
No, Bikini Atoll. You know when they nuked the ships?
Yeah, over the water. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what did it here.
Yeah. That's a whole lot of heavy water to drink up. Yeah, it looks interesting. Why is it called -1?
I have no idea.
It has a twin. That's why.
What do you think?
Look out for Godzilla -1 2,
What do you think about some of the
where
ships?
his twin that was missing in the first one shows up.
Hmm. You can actually get a shot of the ships going by each other. Some of them, yeah, one of them's demilitarized. A couple of them aren't.
All right, I'll take another look. Hold on.
It's at 11:12.
I don't know. Shit skipped through so fast,
I
and
know.
I was losing.
I understand. I mean 1:12. Sorry.
I didn't see the trailer. It would have stood out to me seeing the authentic, like Japanese, sort of like looking stuff.
Hmm.
That would have stood out to me looking at the trailer. They didn't get too hammy with some of the effects when they were cutting through stuff, but they still did the fucking ding shit. But uh, other than that, the trailer didn't seem too bad. Like a lot of movies these days, because they're usually terrible, the trailers
Hmm.
ham the shit out of it, where they put like sound effects and then they'll like
Hmm.
time scenes to sound effects and they do the and they also do that chime thing too, and then do weird skipping with music, but it's not as bad in this. So Yukaze.
Oh, now yeah, you see all the Japanese ships.
Yeah, I had it paused.
Yeah, they don't look bad, do they? I'm pretty sure they're CGI, but they don't look bad.
Nah,
They're
Yukaze.
acceptable.
What happened? I know the
Well,
Yukikaze got sunk. What's the ship in the back called? Is that also called Yukaze?
no, it may be a sister ship.
No, like look at the Yukaze. Pause it, pause it, and you see
Hmm.
one ship behind that, and then another ship behind that with a different configuration, and it looks like it's. I can't see it very well. I'll have to move it over to my other screen. Um,
Yeah,
it looks like it
cause they.
also says Yukaze. Nope, it's Yukikaze. Fucking
Okay.
hell. They resurrected the old ship names on. Yukikaze was sunk in World War II,
Well,
if I
you can have
recall.
some you can have some alternative history. I mean, it's Godzilla.
And what is Japan doing with
What?
Japanese tanks after the end of World War II?
Oh, those tanks? I have no idea.
They wouldn't have had those. They dismantled all their weapons. A lot of tanks they just threw in a fucking river and just left them.
Uh, they had like 3 week. No, yeah, about 3 week warning that Godzilla was approaching.
Oh, so let me just go and rebuild the tanks in 3 fucking weeks with no economy, no fucking production. Oh yeah, and let me just fish out these rusted ass tanks out of the water, then wish and pray that their engines function.
Yeah, the United States apparently gave them some stuff, so I don't know
Yeah, I don't
for
know,
this.
but those are
Like,
Japanese tanks right there. They
the
got an
United.
uncharacteristically big gun for the chassis, which
Hmm.
I like. I like that. That does look like an authentic gun that they would have one of the guns they would have had on hand.
Like, during the event, like whenever it was happening, the United States had a bunch of Japanese ships, ex-Japanese ships, and released them back to them for the dealing with Godzilla. Like all those ships that you saw, they were released back to Japan because of Godzilla.
Yeah, but you the names of the ships wouldn't be plastered onto the side like that. So I was thinking that maybe they just renamed them just because the crew did it or something.
Uh, yeah, they were all ex-Navy. A lot of the guys were ex-Navy.
Yeah.
So maybe, but I don't know.
Because Yukaze and Yukikaze were destroyers.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. But Yukikaze would be bigger than the Yukaze, at least by a small amount, if I remember correctly. I'm probably wrong in remembering it backwards, and honestly, I don't care if it is or isn't. It looks kind of neat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the tanks, I'm like, that's cool. It's
Do you think
cool
that,
seeing those tanks look pretty authentic, but how would they have those tanks? You can't tell
they
me
may
that
have
they
had
went
some stuff.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
well, they may have had a few left around before,
maybe in theory, but like
you never.
what little, I mean, it's, I mean, consider there's like four of them. It's possible, but it's
Like I,
impractical.
well,
One of the things
yeah,
that they did, they started as soon as the treaty was signed, they immediately started dismantling things. Almost all a large portion of tanks were thrown in a river, a lake somewhere.
I
You know
know,
the
but
Hori and the Hori prototype? That was one of
hmm
them. They
I
threw
know,
that in the
but
fucking lake.
you never know. They could have had some left, like
That's why I
the
said it's possible, since it only on the trailer you only see like 4 or 5 of them.
like the like how they found the
But like I
J7W1.
mentioned, it's pretty impractical that they would.
Well, it's pretty impractical that they'd find the J7W1.
You're more likely to find an airplane in post World War II Japan, to be honest with you, than guns.
And yeah, but there's only two of these J7W1s. So,
Well, to Japan, I this is just my observation. I don't remember if this is true or not, but it seems like Japan has been fascinated with the Shinden for a long time. There's a lot of anime and stuff that have it as being the main characters playing.
mm-hmm. So basically, what they
I
did was
mean,
they took
realistically
out,
speaking, the Shinden was definitely a big deal as far as planes are concerned in World War II, but it never got to do
uh,
anything, so.
yeah, with the suicide
Just like most
the,
planes in World War II.
mm-hmm. What they did with it is they replaced all the 30 mils with 20, and then put a 1,000 pound bomb in the front.
Well, there were other variations of the Shinden. Just like
I
how
think
there
there
were
was
other
only two.
variations. There's other variations of the 262. There was one with the radar. There was even a version of one that was built like a Bf 109.
I think there was only two Shindens ever built.
I don't think like maybe that version of the Shinden, but they're like for a lot of planes you get up to that point. There was just one particular plane in Japan that doesn't get talked about. You know that Swedish plane that we like?
Uh huh.
The JR-21 or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Um, and this goes back before America started doing the P-38 as well. Japan started building and designing a plane that looked a lot like what Sweden wound up coming up with afterwards.
Yeah.
And it had multiple variations and stuff, but it was really a really good design. I forgot what happened with it. I don't remember.
Yeah. They've only. It
But
was.
not many people know or talk about it.
Yeah. The Shinden abandoned as a prototype to ever built. First flight, August 3rd, 1945.
Which Shinden though?
The J7W1.
Okay. I know that there
Uh,
was another variant of it. Anyways, that plane that Japan I was talking about did the two boons. I mean, did the two boons like the Swedish plane and the Shinden. America knew about that. And
And
after the
here's
war, a lot of information got spread around, so it makes sense that Sweden would replicate it, you know? Because
yeah.
it's actually a really strong design.
And here's the
And America made a prototype based off the Shinden.
and
The X.
here's the only surviving quote unquote Shinden,
Yeah.
which is in America. Which
I thought there was a version 2 to the Shinden that was made.
nope, that's it.
The W2.
That is it. Maybe there's a W2, but that'd be kind of weird because if W1 was abandoned, then W2 would have been abandoned too.
Not necessarily, Seth. Before the Zero was made, they went through 4 prototypes. That got cut off because of the demand of the Emperor. Or something like that. And then that plane I was telling you about that the Sweden suspiciously made similar planes, and then some post-war jets were suspiciously similar in the P-38. They went through several versions of that one that got canned. So when it comes to the Japanese production, it gets a little weird because whenever something supposedly is canceled, it usually means that they just moved on to making another version of it.
No.
If, well, think about it. What I'm saying is that it's incredibly vague. Most of the time when something like that gets canceled, you can't really tell which way it'll go. But more often than not, another prototype gets worked on or designed.
Yeah, the W2 never existed, and it's only a paper on paper.
See, there you go. Like I said, design.
Yeah, but it never existed.
I never said
Let's
it
just
did,
say.
Seth.
Okay, it's basically on paper.
You're implying that I'm implying that they had it, and I'm not.
Okay. Well, anyways, on paper.
Yeah, I figured as much.
It it if it had a jet engine, it was on paper. If not, then it's just
Aside
an
from the
illustration of a
competing,
crazy man.
aside from the competing bullshit, a lot of stuff remained mostly on paper
Yeah.
because of the war, the fact that all their factories are fucked and destroyed. Um, oh boy, we're building this tank in this factory. Well, too bad it's blown up now, and the tank with it too.
And all the people who know how to make the tank.
Oh, somewhat, yeah. Like manpower is excruciatingly low as far as that's concerned.
Oh, and another thing are, you know, failed
But
kamikaze
but
pilots
yes,
too.
I am not disagreeing with you. Finding a plane in Japan shouldn't be that hard, but finding that particular plane depends.
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
Because there are some post-war designs that are based off of some surviving designs of Japanese planes that they still kept that were in prototyping after World War II.
User entered your channel.
So it's not an impossibility that it would still be there. In fact, America even made their own prototype based off of the Shinden.
America, fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
oh god, not again.
Coming
Not
again
a.
to save the motherfucking day, yeah.
Jeez, this is like the 5th or 6th time this has happened to you. That guy's gonna kill the entire team. Yep.
Should have played air sim. That never happens.
Yeah, but I don't feel like strangling myself. I'm too.
Alex and Rats. Let's see if they're on the same team.
What are you doing? Hello?
We're playing War Thunder. You want to join
yeah.
us? We're doing biplanes.
Biplanes? Like what era?
The 1.0.
Oh.
Pre-World War II.
Oh god.
It's
Spanish
fun.
Civil War.
What game mode? You doing arcade
realistic.
or?
Realistic.
He's playing realistic. I'm playing simulator.
Yeah, because Q Q likes to shoot himself in the foot and rip his own leg
I don't
off.
have much choice, Seth. Like, my
I
hands
know.
are cramping the second I touch the mouse.
I know, I'm joking. Oh no. No. Oh no. I oh, thank God.
I'm also hurting because I'm still a bit tired. I was trying to go back to sleep, but I can't because I'm bored and stuff, and lonely and hurting mentally. So I talked to Seth about what happened. So I was right. It was a misunderstanding. John thought that we were like talking shit to him for some reason.
No.
Seth, why are you climbing so high? We're in biplanes. We don't need to be this high.
Because the last 5 times I was playing with John and I was in a biplane and I climbed really high, I got like 3 kills before
All right. Well,
being obliterated, so I've had good results.
all right. We should have just brought a monoplane.
I like the tight turn of a biplane, okay?
Well,
What?
you're not wrong to climb. Just don't climb too high. Biplanes are most effective at medium and low altitudes.
I don't fight up here. I just use the energy I get from up here.
I'm aware, but there's better planes to use for them.
I know I could bring a heavy American nose plane, but this is also fun.
Look, I don't care, Seth. I'm just trying to find out what altitude you're at. But every time I go to fucking ask you, you start bringing up shit, and then I have to respond to it.
Okay,
It's pissing
sorry.
me off.
8,500 feet.
Fuck. What's that in commie units?
Tommy units.
I have no idea.
So you know how I said that I've learned and studied on how planes work in real life to do it in this game?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I learned how to do it with kilometers and meters. So whenever he says feet, I can't physically, mentally comprehend like a mental measurement of what that means. Like, because like I can look around me and I'm like I'm about 2,000 meters just by looking around. I have no clue how many feet that is.
You're 0.7 miles away.
You're 1.20 kilometers. So that's about 1,200 meters.
I'm gonna die.
Anyways, I learned how to measure and fight using different vehicles and stuff using kilometers and meters.
Do you hear me, Q?
Yes, go. I'll
Alright.
overwatch you.
Actually, me and John had a really good game where he was like flying by me, and we just actually were managed for the first time ever to stay.
Am I breaking up?
No.
No.
That's Seth then. For the first time you managed to what, stay alive?
No, we stayed in a formation.
You weren't really making me mad, by the way, Seth. I was joking. You do know that, right?
Mhm.
Anyways, did you hear what I said, Sean?
What?
About John misunderstanding?
Mm-hmm.
Q, how'd you like that kill?
Good job.
Excellent.
Some of the
He
stuff-
was definitely watching.
Well, I'm often proud of you because a lot of the stuff that I teach you over time starts to, stick after teaching you about 30 times.
Not going to make
That's
it
a French
through.
plane up here.
Well, you can have that thing if he, you know.
I'm in a biplane. I'm fucked. I mean, not fucked. What I mean is I have no hope of zoom climbing.
You attempted it, but it.
You can't. It's a biplane. First of all, the engine's not powerful enough, and the airframe can't handle that kind of speed.
Yeah, I know. I had to cut my engines and kind of.
Yeah. You're welcome to keep climbing up here, though, but...
I'm gonna play with this HE1.
What this guy don't know is that I'm not going to be able to actually shoot him.
You know what? I'm gonna play with this I-15.
Fuck it, I gotta go to cockpit view. This is torture.
I'm gonna die. I'm dead. No, I'm not. I'm alive. How can this stupid commie plane fly, though? Better than me.
Energy management. Even though energy management is important in a biplane. If you bleed off too much speed by turning too hard, you'll stall out almost immediately because weak power plant.
I don't know. Anyways, good luck.
You spectating me?
Yeah.
I hit his wing. I got a crit. I did some deep damage to it.
Now you're gonna go faster than him.
Yeah,
You have-
he's been weaving and dodging me. See, my energy,
target on?
my ability to retain energy is pretty decent because of my low speed.
All right, go kill that I-15 that is on your 6.
No, I'm using universal. My 6.
Yeah,
I don't see him.
he's right.
Oh, I see him.
behind.
He wasn't on my 6 anymore when I was looking. He was on my left.
Yeah, when I told you he was on your 6.
I'm aware. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. I've rotated. Let me look to my left. And I saw bullets go right by me.
You're like, uh-oh. Hello, friend.
Uh-oh, my mouse.
Yeah.
His friends are coming to help him.
I know. There's already a friend on top of you. Right about.
Yeah.
In a dude. I don't know why that dude is coming into play because you can outturn him, but yeah. Good night to you. Returning to hangar. That was funny.
I did okay. In simulator, considering that I was in sim controls, I did amazing. Yeah, if I was in air sim, I definitely would have taken them all on. Maybe, but then again, I was in a biplane. It's been a while since I've done them that much. But yeah, they lose energy very easily. But since they're smaller, they can retain it back a little easier.
Chaos, you want to join us?
Not a big War Thunder fan.
Alright.
Hold on, I gotta get some food at the microwave.
I guess I could join.
And biplanes are slow and they're kind of, relaxing.
Yeah, as long as it's like 1.3, even if it's a monoplane, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. It's slow-paced stuff where it's just kind of not like fighter jets where things go wrong very, very quickly.
Well, for me in jets. Oh wait, you play only realistic. Never mind.
I like the feeling of a slow speed car crash.
I've gotten pretty good at jets. Now, whenever it comes to like late war piston fighters, yeah, it feels a lot more like things go to shit real quick there than it does any other era. Aside from 12.0, which I don't play 12.0 that much. You know, with the F-16 and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that definitely feels like it can be rough, but they finally added in that new BR rank like I told you they would. So they moved a lot of vehicles up into that like I said they would. Because a lot of people were complaining like, oh, these planes with these planes. I'm like, they're fleshing it out and then they're going to split the stack, so. For example, all the T-80s in ground battles have been moved up to rank 8 now. Now that they got the rank 8 reintroduced to the game. You know?
Mm-hmm.
The B-17 used to be rank 13, Seth. Or was it 15? Would I want to go back to the way it was? No, not really. As far as like that particular thing goes, you know.
Uh-huh.
The only thing that I mentioned is that, but they've been working on that. The only thing I have regarding the ranks or battle ratings, they're already working on, and that's extending out the maximum rank so that the MiG 29s and SU 27s and shit can fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was wrong. That wasn't the SU 35. That was the SU 27 they added. The way that they framed it in the trailer, it looked like it had an arch cockpit, which looked like which is what a flanker has, but that's not what it is. It's not a flanker. Okay, let me see what 1.3 planes I have.
Are you gonna do Germany? That's gonna be
I said
sad.
I said I'm just looking, Seth. Jesus Christ.
I'll join you
Don't
guys.
don't have a conniption fit.
I made you leader.
Why would you do that?
Because I probably don't have him on my friends list.
I don't either.
What? I have you on. I have you on my friends list.
He's talking about in the game.
Uh,
Anyway, Seth, I'm thinking about what plane I can bring alternatively because that was painful for me. I still had fun, but it was still painful. Because I knew I was trapped. I knew there wasn't anything I could do about it.
I know, but you won't be trapped next time. There's not a, there's always a chance you won't be.
No, I'm trapped because it was a biplane, is what I'm saying.
biplanes suck.
No, it's just that when you're outnumbered, biplanes are not particularly fast. And I was getting increasingly encumbered by multiple opponents. Biplanes are good at maneuvering, but they still follow the laws of physics, so you're gonna bleed speed in the maneuvering. So no matter what you do, you're gonna be defeated just because of the nature of the lack of the power plant. But that's just the cookie crumbles, which is fine. And it's not like you can't make it happen. If you have a lot of altitude, you can do diving maneuvers in your turn to gain speed. So it wasn't like the end of the world. But because I could turn so tight, you got to be careful about turning too tight because if someone's coming at you fast and you turn too tight, you don't actually evade them. You just basically spin in place for them to shoot. Does that make sense? So it's a bit of a complicated cookie, but not in a
What
bad
was
way.
what was
You could
funny
do a lot
too?
of shit in a biplane if you really got used to it in practice. Like, you can bring a biplane into like a 5.0 and kick some ass if you know what you're doing. What's up, Seth?
Was John got into a sort of like a fight that you were in, but he did a little better.
Were they all monoplanes that were coming after him?
Mono and a couple of biplanes. Before they shot him
Even
down, he
even
did
their
a lot
dive
better.
bomber came after me.
Let me
Just to
see
give
where
you an
he.
idea. Even their
Yeah,
dive bombers were chasing me.
one of these John did really good. It was like,
But I
okay,
believe it.
yeah, he got 2 kills. I think this is the one where it happened. He got 2 kills before they shot him down eventually, but he pretty much had the whole enemy team on him.
Oh wait, we're doing realistic. Let me look at the numbers for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, even a fucking dive bomber was coming after me. Everybody and their uncle was chasing after me.
What's your username?
Merge Chaos TTV.
Let me try out this monoplane to see how it feels. I don't think it's gonna feel good, to be honest with you.
It's all one word.
Merge chaos TTV.
Yep. Capital M on merge. It's spelled
There's
M.
2 of them.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which picture do you have?
Why would you copy other people? My internet went out for a second. I think I'm gonna have to cycle my modem or something. It's getting It's been every fucking day.
I said, fuck that. Fuck that request.
It's been every day that my internet's been acting up,
Is this
Seth.
from you?
Fine. Can you?
No, send it back to the
Hello?
same one.
Yes, Q, we can hear you. We've been able to hear you.
Laugh at me. Vindication.
Remove friend. Yes.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, vindication. Yeah. Who's the one that was asking me about the Sturmpanzer 2 in War Thunder, about the 150mm cannon?
Have you sent the?
Yeah, I'm got to resend it.
Is Sweden still wild carding?
Sweden sucks.
Depends what BR you're at.
Sweden's actually pretty decent.
There you go. I resent it.
Like not joking with you, but yeah.
This B-17 is a hilarious joke. It's awesome, but it's a hilarious joke.
He means that in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm getting a phone call.
Did you get the friend request?
Yes. Okay. One of my friends wants to join.
Alright, I'll make you leader so you can add him.
Do you need to send him the TeamSpeak address?
I think I have it. He's never used TeamSpeak, so he's trying to explain how to use it. It's simple. Hold on. Hands here. Look. I'll be back, guys.
User disconnected from your channel. User entered your channel.
Corn's not a new one.
What about Corin? Isn't
He's
your friend
asking
coming?
if you were a noob.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sounds like it wasn't worth it. I'll be right back. What's up, Panzer? Whoa, your team speak looks weird.
What?
He might have installed the wrong one.
Oh, he probably installed TeamSpeak 4. He needs to install TeamSpeak 3.
Here's the funny thing about that, Seth.
Uh-huh.
Recently, there's been like multiple versions of like TeamSpeak 3 popping up.
Paste
There's
it
even
in
one on
the
the Windows App Store.
at the top of the join a TeamSpeak server. Paste it in that.
There's even a TeamSpeak in the
Yeah, you're gonna have.
recently
You're
I
gonna
had a
have to
friend join.
delete this TeamSpeak.
Recently I had a friend try to join on TeamSpeak and they downloaded a version on the Windows App Store.
You
It
need
worked, but it was
You need
completely
TeamSpeak
different.
3.
It worked, but it was completely different. So apparently, Seth, there's like a lot of different versions of TeamSpeak now. There's even like beta versions you can accidentally download. It's become pretty ridiculous trying to. It used to be you just look it up and it'd be right there, Seth, but now
I
it's
know.
more complicated. Tell him
Okay.
that the website's gonna have TeamSpeak 3 in the name of the website and not just TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
By the way.
You probably downloaded like the 5.0 beta or something.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, recently there's been a lot more TeamSpeak presence as far as like different application versions go, and I don't know all the details about it. I just know that it's not as easy to look it up as it was before because of it.
Yeah, TeamSpeak 5. You don't download